After having lived in various different countries as a Black American, I can say with certainty the best country in the world for African Americans to move to is Egypt. And there are three big reasons why, and I'm going to share them all with you in today's video. But first, let me properly introduce myself. Shalom, my name is No Limit Eddie. I'm an American who moved to Africa at 21 years old, and I've documented my entire 4-year journey right here on this YouTube channel to make your move to Africa even easier. If that sounds interesting to you, then drop a like on today's video. The first reason why moving to Egypt is the best choice for African Americans has to do with their visa policy. Now you see, moving to a new country is not as simple as buying a flight and deciding that you're not going to leave. There's actually proper ways to immigrate to a country. And Egypt makes that process of immigrating and moving to their country as an American super duper easy. It's actually as simple as renting an apartment. Okay, you rent an apartment for 6 months, you get a 6-month visa. There's no bribery, there's no corruption. It's a very simple and straightforward process. And you see, the reason why I actually went to Egypt in the first place was because I was having visa issues in the country of Tanzania. And when I got there, I was blown away by how simple and straightforward the process is. And more importantly, how affordable it is. You see, when I first went to Egypt, you can get a 12-month visa, a 1-year visa for $100. Okay, now you compare that to the country that I just left, which is Kenya. You get a 2-year visa, so 24-month visa, but you have to start a business, and number two, you have to pay $7,000. Okay, $7,000 for a visa, a piece of paper that just allows you to reside in the country. To me, that's a lot of money. And what I love the most about the visa process in Egypt is that they don't actually make it a stressful situation. They don't ask you a lot of questions. They don't make you do any bribery or any kind of corruption. There's not even a proof of income required to get the visa in Egypt. That's how simple they make it. Now, while there may not be a proof of income required, you still do need to make money to be able to enjoy your life in the country. If you want to know the best way to make money while traveling the world, watch the free 10-minute training video I'll put together for you by clicking the very first link in this video's description, or visiting www.nolimiteddy.com and learn the best way to make money online from anywhere in the world. Now, the next reason why Egypt is the best country for Black Americans to move to is it offers a soft landing. You see, one thing I've noticed about my people, the African American population, the Black American population, in particular, those of us who are looking to come back to Africa, come to the motherland, we oftentimes overestimate what we will be able to do. And that causes us quite a bit of conflict. For example, you've never had a business before, but you think, oh, I'm going to just take a business idea that's popular in America, bring it to Africa, and I'm going to be the biggest business there. That's not going to happen. Okay? Or you think, you've been living in a city your whole life, New York or Los Angeles or Houston, but you're going to come to Africa and buy land and live off the food you grow and the animals you raise. No, you're not, right? And I'm not saying those things are not possible, but I'm saying you cannot just jump straight into those things. You have to ease your way into those things, right? You can do them, but it just takes time. When you're thinking about the first country to move to, you want to be mindful to choose one that offers a soft landing. With Egypt, it does that because yes, you're getting the adventure, the newness, the excitement that comes with being in a new place, right? Like you're going to see camels walking down the street, donkeys walking down the street, hearing people speak Arabic. You're going to hear the mosque go off at 5 in the morning. It's going to be new. It's going to be exciting. But at the same time, you're also getting enough of what you're used to. The power is on 24/7. The roads are paved, you have internet access, they have McDonald's, they have Pizza Hut, they have Cold Stones, right? And even if you're not someone who, KFC even if you're not someone who eats at these places anymore, just seeing them will bring you a level of comfort, I'm telling you. Because if you go to a land and everything is new and everything is different, it can be a little bit too much, especially in the beginning. And so Egypt allows you to get the best of both worlds. Now, don't get me wrong, even when I was in Egypt, I didn't really eat at any of those restaurants, but they did have the local places too, right? And this is why Egypt has the best of both worlds. They have the Gad, and they have the shawarma spots around the corner, and they have the Arabitas, places that you haven't heard of, but are famous chains over in Egypt. By the way, it's Eddie here. It's super loud. I'm in an airport right now, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick message. For those of you guys who are like, okay, I'm in the airport, like I said.
how you travel, how do you do the things that you're doing without ever talking about going to work, without ever talking about having to clock in or clock out for your job or have to ask for time off? Well, I created a free training. It's 10 minutes long and it's in the description of my video. If you always wanted to know how to make money online, well, now is a really good time to learn. Click the link in my description and put your name and email in and watch the free training.
Before I even go into the next point, I just want to go a little bit deeper on this because this is important. Your body, for example, is capable of lifting 300 pounds. If you're a grown man, you're capable of lifting 300 pounds. However, if the first time you ever go into the gym, the first time you ever bench press, you put 300 pounds in a bar, the chances of you hitting that is slim to none. The chances of you getting injured, the chances of you being emotionally scarred from what happens after that is very, very high. While yes, you're capable of lifting 300 pounds, you probably shouldn't do that for the first time you ever go into the gym. Are you capable of starting a business in Africa? Yes. Are you capable of living off the land? Yes. However, if you just try to jump into it or rush into it a little bit too quickly, no matter how much you plan while you're in America, when you get to the continent, when you touch your feet onto the ground, things are a bit different. But ease your way into it, and picking a country that allows you to do that is very important, and Egypt does that. Now, the next reason why Egypt is the best place for African Americans to move to has to do with the cost of living. A lot of times when you ask someone, what's the best country to live on a budget, they're going to say Thailand. Listen, I spent an entire month in Thailand for my 23rd birthday, I think it was. Thailand doesn't even come close to the affordability of the country of Egypt. There's no country on earth that's stepping to Egypt when it comes to affordability. When we're talking about food, when we're talking about clothing, when we're talking about transportation, especially this is in particular if you have US dollars. One of the big reasons why Egypt is so affordable for people who have US dollars, the country's currency has been depreciating. When I first went to Egypt, $1 was buying me 15 Egyptian pounds. By the time I left Egypt, $1 was buying me 50 Egyptian pounds. So that's equivalent to, imagine you have $100 in your bank account, simple math. And you wake up one day and that $100 is now $300. I used to pay $205, I think, a month in rent, but the currency was depreciating. So by the time I was leaving, I was paying $160 in rent. Not because the landlord lowered my rent, but because my US dollar became stronger in the country of Egypt. Another good thing, and this is why I recommend it for people who are first looking to move abroad, right, is that you can live in Egypt on any budget. So if you want to live a very expensive life, you can do that. They have a city in Egypt called El Gouna. It's a gated city. It's a private city made by an Egyptian billionaire. In that city, there's a private airstrip. There is a private helicopter pad. There's exotic car shows that they do down there. They have their own private man-made marina that connects out to the Red Sea. You can live in that town and you can live a more expensive life. And even in that town, it's still affordable, which is insane. But in that city, you can live a more expensive life if you choose to. Or you can choose to live a more modest life, right? So if you have a 5K budget, it'll work. A 3K budget, it'll work. A 2K budget, it'll work. A 10K budget, it'll work. Egypt will work for you no matter what budget you want to live. That's something that's quite unique to that country. It's important that I mention this, right? Because somebody might want to move out to Egypt with just savings and think, well, because it's so cheap, I can live there for a super long time on the budget of the money that I saved. While the cost of living is low in Egypt, I need you to listen to me, right? Because I don't want you to mistake me. You still do need a stream of income coming in every single month to live comfortably in the country of Egypt, okay, or anywhere in the world for that matter. And so if you're curious about what I've been doing and how I've been able to travel the world full time for the last 4 years straight, as I've documented on this channel, click the very first link in this video's description and watch the free training that I put together teaching you what it is that I do. There's gonna be a question, which is, okay, Eddie, if Egypt is so great, if it's the best country for Americans to live in, why are you filming this video from the country of Uganda, right? Why are you not in Egypt right now? And there's something I'm gonna read to you guys, and it should hopefully summarize it in a bit. To everything, there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which has been planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. That is a scripture, and I believe it comes from the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a thought theory called Darwinism. And there's a lot of conspiracies, like, did this guy make all this up, or did he steal it from a black person? There's a lot of conspiracies around Darwinism. But one thing that's certain is that the cream always rises to the top. And the one thing that everyone knows, all that Darwin created, stole, taught, is that it's not the strongest, it's not the biggest, it's not the smartest that survives. It's the one that is the most adaptable. I mentioned those two things, understand their seasons, understand that adaptability is required to say that when you're living a life that I live, which is a life of a digital nomad, you have to be very cognizant of what season you are in your life, and you have to be aware that adaptability is required. When you are in the beginning season of your travel journey, when you're just starting off, you need all three of the things that I just mentioned. You need a place where the visa is easy to get. You need a place where the cost of living is very affordable. You need a place where they're offering you a soft landing. Because if you go to a place that's too expensive, where it's hard to get a visa, and where it's too different and you cannot assimilate, you're going to fail. And so in the beginning of your journey, you need Egypt. In the Bible, Egypt was a place where when there was a famine, people ran to Egypt. It was a place of safety and security. When Jesus was first born and the king Herod decided he wanted to seek his life and to kill him, he fled where? To Egypt. Egypt has always been a place of safety where you can go, right? And in the beginning of your journey of living abroad, you need a place that offers the things that Egypt offers. Now, I've been doing this in February, it'll be 5 years. In Uganda, the visa situation is not the greatest. It's not the softest landing. Power cuts out, the water cuts out. There's major rainstorms and thunderstorms, and there's it's not a system that has been built to be the most efficient. But I've been doing this for so long that it's okay. Like I understand how to move, I understand how to operate. I can in an hour's notice pack up all my stuff, put it in a suitcase, and leave the country. There's a car alarm going off right now. Right? This is kids yelling. There's gonna be chickens and goats. This is Uganda, right? But I'm up for that adventure. I'm up for that excitement. I'm up for that challenges that this land provides at this moment in time. But would I advise someone who's a family of 4, a family of 5, a family of 6 to come to Uganda first? Heck no, not at all, okay? I love Uganda, I love the people, I love the culture, I love everything. It's not set up and optimized for people to relocate here. And make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. And don't stop here, okay? I have over 4 years worth of content on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you enjoyed the video where I show you what a typical day living in Egypt actually looks like.